thanks for stopping by the Surge T channel. I am Surge T. In this video, I'll be talking about episode 18 of The Walking Dead season 11, entitled A New Deal. And I know what the deal is. I know what's up. Finally, someone who should have died the moment he appeared on screen. Who was that guy who died and should have the moment we saw him? Was Sebastian. I never saw anything like it. The townfolk all around him, just standing there, looking at Sebastian. They wanted his head. They wanted him handed over in the first the first episode of, the last episodes of The Walking Dead. And then now they're like, fuck him. He's, Walker food, and we're just gonna let him die. And why not? It couldn't have happened to a better guy, right? I mean, this episode was really, really something that I really, really liked because we got to see walkers somehow infiltrating Commonwealth. Well, we know what happened. The fake April, is that her name? The one girl that Eugene, when he saw her, she said that she was the one that was talking to him on the walkie-talkies, right? She's with this dude, and they kill, I guess they were like janitors or whoever they were, the ones that helped set up the Founders Day thing, right? And the two were talking to each other and talking about winning the lotto. The guy said, I'll be sure to forget you when I win it, joking. They turn around and then those two show up and shoot them all, kill them all. Now, somehow, for some reason, it didn't even enter my mind. I'm like, I didn't enter my mind until Sebastian, because earlier, first of all, somehow the townfolk forgave the Miltons because of the fact that they got Hornsby. They got Hornsby in jail, put him on trial for the things that he'd done. Getting out of control. Using what little power he had and abusing it, according to what Pamela Milton said, among other things. So they're sitting there. Founders Day, right? And before that, little tape recorder, and Max records them and says, sometimes it's good to get, the truth out there, meaning truth off of you. Let people know how you, just let them, let's, speak the truth, Pretty much saying, it'll set you free, it'll make you feel better, something like that, right? But little did he know that he was going to use that, or she was going to use it, during the middle of his speech. He didn't want to say the speech of the Founders Day, a speech trying to, in her words, it's time it's time you be a Milton. It's time you take your place. Oh, whatever, And he's calling it BS. He's saying that it's, I don't believe any of this. He was trying to do his speech and he just couldn't get it out. Like he was just like, it's not for me. But during the speech at the Founders Day, he's like, I know you guys don't like me. It's gonna take a lot for me to make it up to you, to make you accept me, believe in me, all that. All of a sudden, the recording is courtesy of Eugene. He plays the recording and he talks about how the Founders Day of Commonwealth is all BS, and they are going to, the poor people are always going to stay poor, and the rich people are like us, talking about himself, Sebastian, we're going to stay rich. I mean, everything that put him back in hot water again. The townfolk are now going, especially with the lot. He says that the lottery that they have, it's fixed. You hear somebody go, I knew it, right? And then people start throwing bottles and throwing stuff, at the stage, while Sebastian looks at Max and says, bitch, and starts running after her. All the while, in all the chaos, people running. You see Max with wide eyes looking off into the distance, and you see all the those people that were gunned down became walkers. I don't know why I didn't think that when I watched. I didn't go, oh, those guys are going to become walkers. I didn't think that for some reason. And here they are. And they start chowing down. They start taking down some citizens and making, having their meal, if you will. And in all the chaos and everything like that, Judith earlier didn't want to accept the gun from Daryl. And Daryl's like, I'll keep it until you're ready. And I like the analogy that Angela Kang, who is the showrunner, said about that situation. It's like an old Western where someone wants to hang up the gun and not ever touch it again. And she was saying how it would be nice if everybody would hang up their guns. Like that's what she's saying about how Judith feels. But she does take up arms and she starts taking out zombies. And the moment that Sebastian found himself, struggling for life with a walker on him, before that, he caught up to Max, went to throw her, just threw her into the other walker. Max is able to kind of keep the walker off of her. And then in comes Eugene. Eugene pushes the walker into Sebastian, and then Sebastian goes down. And it was a good minute that he was fighting. It was on top of him. He gets around, but then the walker is right behind him, and everybody just stands there. Please help, please, screaming. Sebastian screaming. I didn't even feel bad for him. He was an asshole from day one. Who didn't want him dead? The way he treated Eugene, right? And old fake girl, right? I was gonna call her fake girl. I keep forgetting her name. I don't know if her name is April. I think I forgot, but And they remember that they helped, wasn't it? It was episode 2, right? It was her and I think it was her and who was that girl? But he helped him because remember the walkers were on top of him. They were gonna actually almost kill him and his girlfriend, right? Sebastian and his girl. And he gets mad at him. And in other situations with him with Daryl, butting heads with Daryl, he's threatening Daryl's kids, because he thinks of AJ and Judith, as his kids. He's pretty much their guardian now. So everybody wanted him dead. And it's like people in the show wanted him dead. And they weren't looking at him with guile or with disgust or nothing. They were just looking at him. And they're like this. Just thinking to themselves probably, I don't think, should I help him? After what he said, I don't think I want to help him. And they're just sitting there watching as that walker from behind starts chawing down on his neck, ripping stuff out, and his blood starts coming out of his mouth, and all of a sudden you hear a blast of a gun, and it's Judith. Judith takes out the zombie, the walker. And I believe that girl was her friend, the one that girl wasn't looking at Judith, and with kind of like a shock. And I'm thinking, if you're looking at Judith with shock, then you don't understand the situation. You got a walker loose. Walker's loose, and you're looking at Judith. Is that who she was looking at? Because if you're looking at her like that, I don't understand. Well, Judith has been through a lot, right? Since the day she was born, right? She's been in the midst of all kinds of chaos when it comes to dealing with walkers. And as she grew up and as she understood, she realized, okay, this is my life. I have to be the one to help my family and be in the fight. And might I add, the actress who plays Judith, really, really growing up. You see her growing up before our eyes, and she's becoming such a good actress, and she's so poised, and she's so she is just born to play this role, and I love her calm. I love how she understands. She's still a little girl. You see her even after when she shot the zombie after killing Sebastian. she had a look on her face like, this is my life, this is how it is. And she was very sad because she again she you hear her narration in the beginning and talking again about, you see the as she's talking, we see, the people that have come and gone, and it really, yeah, I mean, I really am impressed with her. I think she is such a, you know you know such a very just a very good actress. I enjoy her. I think she's probably my favorite actress of all of the. She's becoming my favorite actress out of all the. I like Lauren Cohen. I like Norman Reedus and Miss Alyssa McBride, and all the others who are in here playing their roles. Kristen Serratos. You know, very very just a great group, and I'm gonna miss them. I seriously am. And this episode also showed kind of like the vulnerability of the Commonwealth. It seems secure. It seems kind of like impenetrable, but when you got two people who are kind of going rogue or pretty much on their own thing, I guess you kind of showed those two that killed and shot up the people, and in turn they turned into walkers, zombies. They're like the one girl is like this, like this with Hornsby. Hornsby's in his cell, so they're working. He's the one that wants to cause the chaos. I mean, there was even a meeting between him and Eugene. Eugene's trying to get information out of him about the Miltons. He even gives like a candied apple. And then after everything happens in the end, towards the end, and he gets a candied apple out and he enjoys the candied apple because I guess his plan is coming to fruition and everything's going well and shit. You know, we see Lydia and Elijah. Well, it looks like Lydia and Elijah are getting closer. Looks like it's a little bit of a romance there, because Elijah before he was kind of shy. He didn't know how to approach her. And then they're riding off with Jerry and Aaron. So they're off on a mission, off to do what they got to do. Uh, and of course, we see at first, we see that there's a deal that Carol struck up, that they're gonna let them go debt free. The deaths and everything will be forgiven. She's gonna give them all the resources. They're gonna get all the resources from the Miltons or Pamela to fix up Alexandria and Hilltop. And we see also Maggie and others off to do that, while Daryl and them stay behind. And then of course what happens with that. Don't know if they finished off the citizens who were killed by the thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure they did. Because by this point, if they don't remember to shoot them in the head, then what? You want more zombies? You want more walkers? I mean, they killed them off. They killed all the walkers. The ones that returned. Hopefully, they did that. They finished off the citizens that got killed, because then they're gonna turn into, walkers too. And then, of course, we see what happens in the next episode, and we see that the Miltons, Pamela is looking over the body of her son, and she says someone has to pay, someone has to stand for this, to stand, I mean, be held responsible, and they're gonna go after Eugene, and then you see Eugene in the chaos running, and then Daryl's like, "Come on," trying to get him out of there, and then April is the girl that they met, right? You know, it's been a while since I've watched The Walking Dead. It takes a long time, and sometimes you're kind of like just off, and you're not really paying attention anymore to that, as you're like going on with your life and everything like that. But the one that the one that got with Mercer, that girl. I don't know. I can't remember her name. Can't remember her name. But man, I just, boy, yeah. Her name escapes me at the moment. The one that they met. Remember when we saw the introduction of the stormtroopers? Commonwealth's version. She's the one, and that met him, that girl, man, why not, how come I can't remember her name? But yeah, you see her in the scene, and oh yeah, Princess. Oh my God, yeah, Princess. You see her talking to who was that she was talking to, but she says that you got to get Eugene out of here. You can't give Eugene over because if Eugene is given to over to them, he's gonna be dead. He's gonna be he's gonna they're gonna get rid of him. Definitely. But hey, thing about it is that wasn't what you call it wasn't didn't Sebastian push Max into the thing, and he just basically pushed the zombie off of Max, and the zombie ended up in the loving arms of Sebastian. And we all know what happened. She gave him an eternal kiss on the neck and killed him, you know. But so yeah, so that's basically my my recap and giving you my thoughts on this episode, episode 18 of the season 11, the last episodes until the eighth and final episode of this part of the season. There's eight episodes in total for the last episodes, and I'm enjoying it so far. We kind of amped it up a little bit in this one to see some zombie kills, more zombie kills. I mean, we saw some, of course, last episode where we saw a bunch of the Commonwealth army getting theirs, and you know, and then here we are, we see a major character being killed off. Not one of the ones that are our characters, the ones that we love and adore, like like Rosita and Gabriel and Laura, and Maggie and Daryl and anything like that. But it's a major character nonetheless. But he was one of the people that I'm sure we all wanted gone. I mean, this guy was a straight up asshole. No question about it. No question about it. And of course, we saw Daryl and Annie having a sonogram, seeing her baby growing and like that. And she wants to leave, but I don't think Negan wants to. Did I say Daryl and Annie? I think well, regardless, it was Negan and Annie, and he probably wants to stay. I mean, it's you got a great facility there, medical facility, but then she doesn't want to, let go of the. She doesn't want to forget, the people that the people of over there in Riverbend that you left behind, right? So many things going on in here, and a lot of good stuff. I enjoyed it, and like I said, I think little Kaylee Fleming is definitely my favorite as Judith. I think a lot of us love her and think that she's the best. Can't wait to see what happens if she does grow to be an adult. She'll be a badass. I would love for them to like revisit, like maybe have the same actress in this, kind of like go along the way. In about 10 years, you do a series with her, you know. But who knows if she wants to do it? By that time, she's gonna have a different mindset. She's older. She might want to do other things. She might want to go to college. She might want to do other things, right? But I do enjoy her. I think she's an amazing little actress. I think she's really good, and I think she was born to play Judith. But well, anyway, that's my video. So for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, I appreciate it. And in closing, and as always, take care.